What up, breadhead? What up, loser? How's it going today?
You're not talking to me, are you?
No, just general.
Just general.
Yeah, just the megaphone kind of situation where I'm talking to everybody at the same time.
You're asserting your dominance.
Yeah.
Real silverback shit.
When you pod, do you pretend that there's one person on the line or thousands or millions?
Billions, even. I don't think there's a single human on Earth, except for the gluten-free people, that cannot call themselves breadheads. You know, everyone is a breadhead to me. If you indulge in the grain or the think fresh brain, that makes you a
Mm-hmm.
breadhead.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Grain is just pain leaving the body. Am I right?
Whoa, I guess so. No, I think that's poop, Eric. So I opened this episode with a sound effect. That's the sound effect I keep hearing outside my apartment because I live next to so many construction sites right now.
Mm,
Business is booming in Vancouver,
that's right.
and the subway patrons in their hard steel-toed boots, hard hats, and reflective vests are on the scene.
Okay.
They are like
Right. So when you're like leaving your building, you're blocked by a construction truck because they have to like back in and out and blah blah blah, and you gotta like honk your horn to make yourself known, and they can
Mhm.
let you through, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Beep
And
beep.
then they wave you through. It's so annoying to be like at the mercy of these little worker ants. But what I've realized, Eric, and I've kind of made this reflection today that there's two types of construction worker dudes that just linger around.
Mm,
I guess so. They're that you would think they're employed by a subway by how much they're like smoking and loitering outside it on their lunch break. It's so funny how it's a place to congregate. But there's the one type of construction worker I've observed. They're like the oh fuck yeah, bud kind of guy,
oh hell
like
yeah,
really
dude.
jacked up Canadian dude.
They came from Fort St. John or something.
Yeah, it's huge for them. They're usually a little lankier, scruffy beard though, soot on the face,
Ah yes, like a real man.
like a real man. Well, both versions are real men, which I'll tell you the second one, and we'll get into that. The second version.
Just real quick, I woke up this morning with Cheeto dust under my fingernails. I just want to make that known in comparison to soot on the face.
Dude, this is the thing. It's like there's these dudes doing construction, and I'm like thinking as I walk by them, the only thing I provide to this world is cultural commentary to
Mhm.
potentially billions of people.
Totally. I mean, we can never ever complain about our jobs ever again.
No,
Not
like
that we ever have, but like it's just time's up on podcasters complaining about sitting on a casting couch and casting.
yeah, dude, podcasts just have it so good. Like I've never subjected myself to having a steel beam fall on my.
Yowza, dude. Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine either, dude. Steel beams, they deserve to stay inside buildings.
Yeah, keep them away from me. The other type of construction worker that I'm observing outside of my house is like the Sully like ogre, and they literally will like walk around like they are on meth and they can't even see people or anything. That's usually they're they're just like these like zombies moving about. And literally, I walked by one today on my way here, and he was literally moaning as he walked, like "Whoa," and dragging his feet.
Just a village ogre.
Yeah, these guys are usually a little burlier, sit on the face, beard as well.
Yeah.
They typically skew older, like the construction's really eroded them down.
Yeah. So how are they still employed? Is this why unions need to be busted, busted wide open? Because like the city is paying for this ogre to smoke meth, eat Subway, and probably like physically abuse his colleagues. Can you
Yeah.
call them colleagues if you're in trades? It's just your boys.
Yeah, that's the fellows.
Yeah,
It's hard to say, Eric, but I wouldn't trust these ogre types to like cross a steel beam on the 50th floor,
yeah.
let
I mean
alone
that's
hammer a nail.
yeah. I mean, if they can build a sandwich, they can build a building. Die.
That's a good point, actually. It's the same thing, different scales. You got to think
Mhm.
about structural integrity, good, like high, like attention to detail, good finish.
Right. I think about this every single time I drive by a construction site. I'm like, how are these people who like didn't go to school gonna build this entire building? Like, it makes no sense if you think about it. Because if you look, there's like what, like 10 people on site, and they're gonna like weld the door or something. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, I don't
So
understand
it's
how it works.
amazing.
How are these guys how are these guys, true guys,
Yeah,
capable of, like, 1, working together, and 2, building the whole thing?
it's truly mind-boggling. Like, it's like they found their calling because in school they weren't doing anything, and now all of a sudden they're like putting the finishing touches on this like luxury apartment that I'm about to spend my life savings on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's insane.
It is kinda weird, like, Devin could never spell, but dude can, like, lay pipe.
God damn.
It's
Yeah, he
crazy.
can chisel, that's for sure.
Yeah, shit.
That boy can chisel.
Boy is chiseled. I don't know, dude, but I wanna eat what they're eating because, like, I'm over here trying to look smacks, and they're just naturally doing it on the job.
Yeah, well,
Well,
we gotta swap. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Nah, I don't know. I've stopped asking. I haven't ordered oat milk from a barista in many fortnights.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
I just don't know if they're gonna charge me more, whether it's gonna taste any better. I like a
Dude,
little
oat milk,
dairy.
it's so out, dude. Fuck all that alt milk shit. You know what I mean? Go back to sucking off the cow
Yeah, the teat.
because it's just nothing will ever replace it. And personally, if you ask me, I'm not even a milk kind of guy when it comes to coffee. Like, I'm drinking espresso or americano,
Mhm,
and that's it.
mhm.
You know what I mean? So say what you want.
Yeah, I get that. Simple, black, elegant.
Exactly, just like my fit.
Exactly, yeah, your Margiela fit. I get that too, and but you know what? Here's the thing is, and I've shared this perspective before. I don't really do any type of creamification of the coffee at home. It's
Mm,
just a necessary step, you know?
mhm,
So when I go out, in order to justify the cost, I need to ensure some more manual labor is incurred. Because
mhm,
like, the price for an Americano to, like, a flat white
mhm,
is, like, very marginal for how much more work it is to prepare.
mhm.
So I think I'm getting more bang for my buck if I force my barista to froth some milk.
And do some cute latte art.
Exactly, like, give them a chance for creative expression.
Mhm. You know what's if I were to open a coffee shop in 2024, I think there would be a few rules. One is no art. Like, if you're adding milk to my coffee, I just want a dollop of it. That's it. Nice
Mhm.
circle of milk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to see any heart. I don't want another guy to give me a heart on my coffee. You know what I mean? That's not what I need at 9 in the morning.
My barista this morning, she butchered the artwork. She just, like, made it kinda just looked like a snake floating in it, and she said what was her accent? It was kinda, like, Australian. She's like, "It was my first to try." I don't know how to do an Australian
You're looking at me like I'm gonna.
I can do a male one, but not a female. It's my first try, mate."
Yeah, no, it's not coming to me. But what's the deal with that? So she just goofed the heart and was like, "I'm gonna freestyle it," or
Yeah, and served it anyways, but this is the thing, the
oh,
latte
okay,
art is kinda extracurricular. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad,
taste the
they will
same.
push it out, taste the same.
Yeah, you can't redo it. That's actually interesting. Like, in no other profession will they allow that kind of quality discrepancy to go out. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like, if I don't know, say you work at a technology company, you're not gonna ship something with bugs in it. But
Exactly.
Subway does that all the time.
Literal cockroaches.
Exactly.
Interesting. Yeah, Subway's got a bug problem. Well, I don't know if they have a bug problem, I've never seen one, but they have the potential
Yeah,
for a bug problem.
that's a really good disclaimer. We've never seen one,
Mhm.
and so we should probably acknowledge that.
Yeah, we shouldn't perpetuate fake news. But I think Subway maybe has no bugs because they're not serving real vegetables, so the bugs can't eat it. They know better. They're like, if a bug uses its, like, pheromones to sniff out some lettuce,
Mhm.
they're not gonna find their way to Subway.
It's kinda like this environmental, experiment that was run. I think it wasn't the Great Barrier Reef, but, like, one of these, like, reefs out there in the ocean that was, like, decomposing. It's like 10% of it was left or something,
Mm.
and so they dumped a bunch of tires in the ocean, You see this?
They made a new reef out of the rubber?
That was the idea. It was like in the 90s or something before we knew what we were doing, I guess.
Mm,
And the ocean current just like moved the tires around everywhere and prevented any life from forming in them or around them. So now
nice.
there's just a bunch of rubber in the ocean, Ty. Doesn't that make you mad?
That's so funny. Another, like
Yeah. It's like like emissions were enough. You didn't have to, dunk on us with the tires in the ocean.
it's
That
just
was
like
really a level up we didn't need.
yeah, it's real bull.
Yeah. It's like really throwing it off the backboard to yourself kind of thing.
Damn. Yeah, I didn't hear about that, but that is kinda what it's like. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, the bugs are just they can't move in.
Mhm, mhm. It's, like, the cafe I went to this morning was a safe space, but the Subway is not a safe space for bugs.
Why was it a safe space?
That's just what it said on the wall. There was a
Oh
sign.
no. That's what I was fearing.
I don't know for who.
Oh man. Wild.
Crazy. So been looking at South by Southwest right now, the festival, not the sauce. It's pretty exciting.
What is that? I don't even know. Is that a music festival?
I don't really know what it is at this point, or really ever. Like, I understood it to be a cultural conversation in Texas.
Wow. Center of culture.
Yeah,
Didn't like Ian Connor meet Virgil there or something? It's like
that's an
one of the
interesting.
lores. Yeah.
That's kind of what we're talking about, cultural connection.
A meeting of the minds.
Exactly. So I think it's gone through so many like revamps and identity seeking redesigns over the years as they brought in
Mhm.
different things that I feel like no one can tell you what South by Southwest is, even the people that have been there.
Right.
It's equal part like conference, rave, and mural festival all at once.
Dude, we gotta abolish the mural festival.
Mhm. It's gotta go.
It's gotta go.
So, even further convoluting what the definition of South by Southwest is the fact that somebody from Deloitte spoke there.
Damn.
Really goes to show, like, who is this thing for? But it was somebody speaking on the future of food, Eric, and I wanted to share with you some of the things they were talking about.
Please.
This is particularly fast
Okay.
area that we
So this NPC from Deloitte does what exactly? Why is this relevant?
I'll look up his credentials here.
Why
Some sort of advisory, like senior advisory position. They took the stage to paint a picture of
yes. Dude, I love Deloitte. Like Deloitte is maybe the greatest company of all of America because they just invented like a million jobs. It's like,
yeah,
yes,
and
we need a senior advisor to tell us how to eat McDonald's. Like, what the
dude,
fuck is this?
it's incredible that they're able to sell this shit as real. Like, it's literally people that like want to invent their own job go to Deloitte.
If you want to work in a fairy tale, clown world, then go to Deloitte Incorporated because
Yeah.
they'll create a job title for you.
Yeah, like I feel bad for all the CPAs at these big accounting firms because they're like the only ones bringing in the real money, so that
Totally.
all of these other ventures can exist and be subsidized by it.
Hmm.
Yo, that's whack.
Oh, wow.
Mm, that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, I love to just let you know that your house stinks.
He's a vibe curator.
Yeah, the ambiance.
Mhm. You're the white collar Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, exactly. You need some more vagina candles in here.
I feel like there's like you got to pick you got to stay in the lane, Eric. You can't recommend that. You have to recommend like a peaceful Eames chair.
Of course, yeah. We need some Herman Miller
Mhm.
recliners. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
What
Hit
else?
him with that Vitrish selfie in the unit.
Yeah, dude. The
Yeah.
Braun speaker, wall mounted speaker.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe a Braun toaster in the kitchen.
Mhm. Anything
Cafe.
we
Mhm. Mhm. But with a colorful flair, like you got to be careful. You don't want to accidentally get into like indoor mural territory,
Mhm.
but you want to make sure that you're also offering a little bit of character that's reflective of your clients,
Oh
you know?
no, not the indoor colorful blob mural.
Dude, you know the one, it says something like "inspire," kind of
Yeah,
like work in amongst the blobs.
exactly. Corporate murals.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the minute that, like, you commission an artist to fix up a wall, you've already done too much, you know? Like, as an office designer, Is it okay, I don't know if this is the fault of the graphic designers again, and they're the ones that are, like, perpetuating that this is a thing,
Mhm.
or the office curators, the current vibe consultants are so out of touch that they, are just perpetuating what they see online.
Yeah, it's a toss up, honestly. I don't know, dude. I think like there's got to be a world where people who are desperate to make their own company culture good are
Mhm.
like going on like WikiHow to
Mm.
like figure it out. And step number 7 on WikiHow to having a good corporate environment is set up a mural. Hire a
Mm.
local artist to graffiti your walls. You know what I mean? Exactly. They're local, and then if they don't have the Instagram tag on the wall, it's illegal. So you can sue them for that.
That's true. Like, the team culture Pinterest board
Yeah,
is the root of the problem likely, 'cause all good and bad ideas have to come from somewhere.
totally. I need to know who's on the culture team at South by Southwest because they said, let's get this bloke from Deloitte to tell us about fast food. And what did this guy even say? Let's get back to
Oh, yeah,
what you were saying
we're
about that.
so far removed from this.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically he said, "There's the future of fast food is gonna be way more eco-friendly, but mostly because the food industry is going to ramp up food production and offer more consumer preference from like a local approach. Like they're going to do it on site. They're just going to manufacture the food on site. No more shipping." And he
Oh,
says the reason they're going to do that is mostly through 3D printing food.
I fucking knew it.
Cuz he's like, we're already getting away from like meat patties. We're going to lab grown ones. If you could just do that in back of house, then
Mm,
you've eliminated the distribution of that and also all of the costs and economics associated with the farming. But he says like your buns can just use native grains and through some light laboratory enhancements taste the consistent regardless of where the sourcing of the grains is.
hmm.
Then he said, we're going to move away from fries. You're going to get a vertically farmed side salad. And
What?
that was where I lost the plot.
Vertically farmed side salad.
Yeah, dude. I
So the lettuce is from the alley in the back.
I guess so.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the vines.
This will be interesting. So, for example, McDonald's in the middle of a city, instead of shipping the shreddis from, like, I don't know, Papua New Guinea,
Mhm.
it's instead going to come from a farm in Alberta or something. Is that the idea?
No, dude, I think it's coming from the penthouse. It's
Oh,
like growing
upstairs.
on the roof, and then it's just getting shredded by the ceiling fans on the way through.
Literally vertically integrated.
Yeah,
Just go
exactly.
upstairs for the next ingredient.
Yeah, so most
Wow.
subways are in the, like, commerce floor, ground floor of office towers and
Hmm.
shopping centers, so just grow it on the roof and kinda stick it in a chute afterwards, like, fire the whole tomatoes down.
So,
More or less, yeah, dude.
okay, interesting. So,
Dude,
how
imagine
many?
as a construction worker laying that pipe.
Oh
Like, this
no.
is the tomato pipe, and don't intertwix don't in like, twist the wires with the cucumber pipe because
Yeah.
we gotta be conscious of allergens.
Yeah. Can't cross contaminate
Yeah,
the fake chicken with the fake fish.
exactly.
Interesting. I was gonna ask, like, do you think there is an underground level at all of these fast food restaurants that nobody knows about? Like maybe it's used for storage today, where maybe in the future it'll be transformed into this new sci-fi laboratory where they can clone the McChicken and then serve that.
Yeah, I could see that. Doing it in the basement feels a lot more evil than the
Sinister,
roof.
yeah, it
Yeah, it's
does.
a lot sinister. Mine immediately went to, like, mushrooms.
Oh yes, in the dark, yeah. I'm picturing like secret tunnels connecting all fast food restaurants.
Mm,
So like from the basement of McDonald's on Main Street, you can go all the way to the one on Granville Street just by
mm.
taking the secret tunnel.
Take the McDonald's proprietary tunnel.
Yeah,
There's
dude.
a few, like, hidden doors that lead to these, like, underground chambers, lots of green lights, kinda like a marijuana grow up.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I'm picturing the synagogue tunnels in New York
Mhm.
where you just have like minimum wage employees digging for years on end to get across False Creek. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Damn. For Subway, they're just looking for material to fill their vegetable bins, so they're the Binagog tunnels.
God damn,
That was pretty weak.
God damn it.
An interesting fact that this guy shared at South by Southwest Sauce was 15 vegetables account for about 90% of what goes into our body. Out of those, about 15 uh, account out of those
What?
15, sorry, I can't read. Out of those 15 vegetables, 3 vegetables account for over 60% of your caloric intake. And he didn't name which 3. We can speculate, but I thought the first half, 15 vegetables accounting for 90% of what go into our body, is really interesting because that means as a fast food industry, just be able figure out a way to optimize for all of those 15 locally, and
Mhm.
then you're good. That's what most
So
people
only
just want.
15.
Yeah, it's
And we've
pretty.
like been able to produce all vegetables and fruits regardless of the season.
Mhm,
So in theory,
mhm. Yeah, we just need, more micro facilities.
yeah. Okay, so what do you mean exactly? Like 15 ingredients account for 90% of the caloric intake. What does that mean
Oh,
exactly?
so okay, the correct statement here is the fact is 3 of those 15 are about 60% of your caloric intake. So you're getting out of I'm assuming out of all your caloric vegetables, only
Mhm.
3 of them are actually providing any calories. The other 12 are
Mm.
simply water and
We're looking at you, lettuce.
yeah, sorry, celery, you are out.
Yeah, interesting. So does this just mean that they have the most calories, or are you like talking about what's like filled with nutrients as well, or is
Yeah.
it just
I
calories?
think we're looking purely at calories right
Okay,
now. I'm sure the cucumber has more to offer than just calories.
okay, okay.
We'll let the cucumber speak for itself later.
Yeah, we'll put it on the stand.
Yeah. Witness.
Okay, so let me take a guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Potato?
I'm assuming potato.
That's the most
It's
caloric.
kept nations alive for
Yeah,
centuries.
no kidding. And I'm trying to think of what else would be even at a fast food restaurant, like tomato maybe.
Mhm. I
That's a
was gonna
fruit
say
though.
tomato.
Are we
Fuck.
are we gonna get picky about it?
Deloitte, the type of company to mistake a tomato for a vegetable.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna miss beefsteak the tomato.
Nice. Okay, let's say potato, tomato. Is the onion healthy? I don't really know.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah?
think so. I think it's got antioxidants.
Yeah? Is it up
Yeah,
there?
in terms of calories, probably not.
Damn.
This is tough, Ty.
Pizza's a vegetable.
Hmm. It is. I'm thinking about the Subway bins
Yeah, yeah, me
and
too.
what is going.
Maybe like guacamole?
Oh yeah, lots of fats
Yeah, an
in there,
avocado could do it.
but that's also a fruit.
Ah, shit. Is it? Because it's got a pit?
I think so.
Damn.
Yeah, it's got a pit and it grows on a tree, doesn't it? What makes something a fruit?
I don't know. I can't.
And a strawberry doesn't have any pits.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and they don't grow on trees either.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Strawberries grow in the
If you're listening, please comment below on what makes something a fruit,
Give me
and don't
results.
say painted nails.
Dude, this is why we need an intern because I don't have time to Google it right now. We got to keep this episode going.
Absolutely. Okay, so what else did this bloke say?
Oh, that's basically all that was interesting.
Yeah.
He did say that there's over 50,000 species of edible plants. And to contrast that with the fact that we only eat 15 vegetables is kind of insane.
Yeah, that is.
I think, yeah, it's chewable, swallowable, and it doesn't kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. I like my mass farms, to be honest. Big
Mm,
farm is great.
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? The fact that like any day of the year I can go get the most beautiful ripe tomato, like that's kind of amazing if you think about it.
It is pretty cool.
Not a
Just
single blemish on this beautiful, sweaty little tomato.
perfect skin, you know?
Exactly. So, yeah, I don't know. We gotta take it easy on Big Farm,
I
big
agree.
produce.
Like, I think we should just leave the other 49,000 vegetables for our Michelin-starred restaurants to figure out what to do with, you know?
Mhm.
Give them it gives them a lot of creative liberty.
Yeah, Rene Redzepi will find it in a bush somewhere.
Yeah, it's going on your dessert plate.
Absolutely. Can we just talk about how foraging is bullshit for a second?
Oh,
What's
geez.
up with foraging? Why do like really expensive restaurants insist on going to the woods themselves and finding like random dirt to like
Dude, I think it's all about justifying the cost. It's the same reason I order a latte over an americano,
right.
because I feel like if I'm gonna spend that extra bit, there better be some human labor involved.
Hmm.
So I want them to send their, like, sous chef out into the mud and the rain
Right.
of this deciduous rainforest of the Pacific Northwest, and I want them to figure, like, after finding 3 poisonous mushrooms, find 1 good one that I can eat and bring it back for me.
Yeah. Huh. But I don't know. Like, does that fact just make it less edible for you? Because it does for me. Like knowing that like this is a wild forest and like a bear could be, shitting on it. But it's like anything could be happening in there. It's not a controlled environment. Like
Yeah.
I almost want it to be like either Nona's backyard or a
Right, right. Because the uncontrolled environment means that there's uncertainty about the quality
Mhm.
of the meal.
That's right. A coyote could have pissed on it.
Yeah, dude, you could be eating coyote piss.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That is
know.
kinda crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, and then like what are the risks associated with that too? Like am I gonna have a tummy ache?
It's true, like, why would you want to get, like, a forest fungi when you could have this perfectly engineered mushroom from a laboratory?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, it's not as we have we have kind of, like, gamed ourselves in a way to say that that's a less interesting story,
Mhm.
but if our scientists were any like, had just, like, a little bit more, I don't know, energy, or, like, if they were just more
If only
likable.
we were more energetic.
Yeah, if our scientists could just, like, sell themselves a little bit better,
Mhm.
then they could tell a great.
Yeah, totally. We need like a less annoying Neil deGrasse Tyson to tell us why the lab grown nuggets are better.
Exactly,
But
like.
also, I should clarify my position on this because this is on the record. If we're talking about like tomatoes, I prefer backyard grown tomatoes, of
Mhm,
course, right?
mhm,
Obviously. But if we're like talking about foraging little shrubs
mhm.
and wild mushrooms, like I'm good on that, chief. You know what I
I
mean?
completely get that, like, I want my tomato a little warty, like,
Yeah,
little
tomato looks good, a
bulbous.
little warty and more flavor that way. I don't
Mhm,
need it to be grown. I don't need that to be grown in a lab. You know what I mean? Because
mhm.
you lose the life and soul from the tomato. But I was never gonna eat these random little uh, forest berries. Like I was never planning on eating that anyway.
Bit tart anyways.
Yeah.
I totally get that. I feel like the whole foraging thing is also like, it's a almost like a rejection of urbanism. The urban persona so badly wants to role play as a, like, small life, like, quiet, and almost an Amish person. Like, that's why they go on camping trips and, like, you
Doing a
do.
digital detox.
Exactly. Like, that's why knitting's all the rage right now. So many people in my network are knitting because they
Hell
just
yeah.
wanna, like, reject urbanism and reject progress, and I
Mhm.
think foraging is a different way that manifests. And
Mhm.
I don't know why people don't just lean into it, just accept that this is the trajectory.
Yeah,
Mhm. Well, maybe we need to reject tradition and embrace modernity. That would be better for Subway if we
I
did.
see. Yeah. So, okay, at Subway then, we're gonna reject the new menu. We're gonna
Mm,
stick to regular size cookies, no
mhm.
footlong cookies.
Footlong
Okay.
cookies.
No churros,
Nah.
and we're building it à la carte from scratch every time.
Yeah,
No, we're
yeah.
not saying I want the number 12.
No, not happening. I'm not ordering a number.
No.
So, dude, I guess I can't cherry pick the traditions I want to enforce. That's very, like, conservative attitude. Because I'm like, "Oh, I wanna keep the old Subway. I wanna keep the old menu. I don't mind the new genetically modified food. I wouldn't mind some new sandwich artists in there, just refresh the whole lot,"
Mhm.
But
Exactly. I can't wait to get the iPhone 17.
exactly. So I need to pick a side here. Am I opening open borders, free trade,
Damn.
the new world,
Yeah, true.
or do I just want those brick walls, fake potted plants,
Mhm.
green
Some
and red
things
tile?
some things don't need to change, Ty. Something we've, learned in our long lives.
Mhm.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? We don't need to rebrand anything. We
Mhm.
don't need to redesign the interior of our favorite sandwich institution.
Mhm.
We don't need the fried chicken at Subway. No one's
Mhm.
ordering that,
No, you're right.
you know? Yeah. It just doesn't belong in a sandwich, in my
Mhm.
opinion,
No, that's
of
fair.
12 feet or 12 inches.
12 feet of fried chicken's insane.
How many chickens is 12
It's gotta be at least. It's a whole coop.
whole coop?
Dude, you brought up the footlong cookie earlier, and now I'm thinking about the footlong sandwich. This is crazy that I just learned this. You know why Subway calls it the footlong?
Wait, you're thinking about the footlong sandwich because I brought up the footlong cookie, not because we're on a Subway podcast?
Because of both.
Okay.
Just the footlong in general. So I just learned this the other day, but Subway calls it a footlong sandwich, not because it's catchy, but because they've trademarked that term. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
the
yeah,
word
yeah.
iPhone. And because of their trademarking of it, they found a legal loophole, which means that that is the brand of the sandwich that you're ordering, not an actual like representation of its length.
Mhm. This is
So
brilliant.
the Subway cookie actually comes in it. What you were telling me this before the podcast. It's shorter, right? It's a little shot. Eh?
Yeah, that's right. Just like the sandwich, people are measuring their cookie, and it's coming in at 11.5 inches. So, I mean, how hard is it to make a full-on cookie if you think about it? You need like a mold for it because when you bake it, it's kind of it expands, right?
Mhm.
So like how the hell are you going to predict exactly where it's going to expand to?
So you think like this was like poor quality control that led to an 11-inch long cookie, or do you think Subway is scamming the nation and
Mm,
making every single one 11 inches and just knowing they are like impervious to a lawsuit because the term foot long to them doesn't have to mean 12 inches.
mhm. This is interesting, Ty. If you divide 11 by 12, okay, you get 91, 92%. So if they're saving 8% on all footlongs and cookies, they're effectively beating inflation.
Oh my god, you're right. Dude, they are inflation.
Yeah,
That they are the numbers. They're the
exactly.
true inflation is how many millimeters shorter the footlong's getting.
Exactly.
Literally.
Baking it in. Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay, so I guess the thing with the cookie actually applies to the bread as well
Mhm.
because the bread is hand kind of formed.
Is it? I
Like
just assumed it
the
came in a mold.
I don't know.
Who
I'm
knows?
bullshitting, obviously, but I assume it's just like I don't know, shaped like freehand. You know what I mean? Because it needs room for it to like expand in the oven,
Right,
and
right,
maybe it
right.
does start out in some kind of mold or measuring device, but once it's like in the oven, it's anyone's guess how it's gonna deform. You know?
Mhm.
So like maybe it grows vertically.
Right, and despite Subway growing thousands of bread loaves a day, every day for 50 years, you don't think they've optimized this process and have some sense of how how thick it's gonna grow?
Yeah, I
You think it's just like wild for
I mean, yeah, dude. Think about it, Ty. If you started at Subway,
Oh, that's a good point, ac
like every employee has been there for like 3 weeks.
yeah, they're all in training.
Everyone's new.
The Subway lifespan of an artist is probably just a couple weeks, 1 quarter, if that,
Mhm. Yeah, dude.
perpetually in training. That's a good point.
Wow.
Wow.
I can't believe Subway is saving 8% on us every transaction. They're including their own tip if you think
Yeah,
about it.
essentially.
Wow. How many inches is that per year? Like how many sandwiches does Subway make a day in the world? This is something I just ask
We should
Siri.
yeah, we should have this pulled up all the time, this number. We need
Yeah.
like a Tableau dashboard running Subway's analytics.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna run some fast math here. 8%. This is
Mhm.
shrinkflation, dude. This is just like the Halloween candy shrinking, but it's happening to my lunch.
Mhm.
And you know what's crazy?
What?
I've been gaslighting myself. I've been thinking I've been getting fatter because I'm, like, not as full after finishing a foot long now as I was a few years ago. So I'm like, "Damn, my cravings and my stomach must have gotten bigger because I'm able to finish a foot long, no problem." But it's the opposite, Eric. The sandwich has been getting smaller, and I'm feeling worse about myself. Subway is effectively hurting the self-esteem of millions of young men like me.
Mhm. Okay, get this, Ty. I did some quick math. So I found out that Subway makes 7.6 million sandwiches a day.
What? That's so many.
Okay, so let's see here. So I should times that by 12, right?
Dude, Subway is making
So this is actually amazing here. Check this out. So if you times that by 12, they're producing 91.2 million inches a day.
wow.
And then just times that by 8%, they're saving 7.3 million inches a day.
Damn. That's
Yeah. So basically, if you're I guess the math is like if you're saving an inch a sandwich,
mhm,
then you're also saving the same amount of inches as sandwiches that you're making.
mhm.
So I guess it's 7.6.
I guess so.
7.6 million. That's a lot, dude. Divide that by 12. How many
Mhm.
sandwiches?
What are we talking here? How many sandwiches back in Subway's pocket?
S- 2/3 of a million.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Times that. What's the
600K.
average sandwich cost? $15.
Yeah, yeah.
They're saving $10 million a year
Those
or a day.
fuckers. 10 million.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's insane.
Wow. I feel a little robbed.
That's how the rich get richer, Ty.
Dude. I think we need to do some light boycotting here. At least, I mean, it's one thing for us to bring this to the podcast, but I think we need a cowspiracy type documentary about this.
I totally agree.
Like, this is why Fogel got fit, is because they kept reducing his portion size.
Damn. Yeah, I
And
told him he was having 12 inches, but he was having 8 or
yeah,
something.
dude likes a small portion size too.
Oh no.
Hey.
Speaking of boycotting, Ty, we should boycott this episode on this solemn note.
Mhm,
But I'm happy that I was able to crunch the numbers for you real quick.
mhm. I appreciate your math.
My pleasure. That's right. I was able to perform this transaction on my MacBook and not my ThinkPad.
More on that next episode. Think fresh, everybody.